Hello everyone, welcome to this pick a card video. My name is Gabby Turner. So if this is your first time at my channel, it's nice to have you. And of course, if you're returning, it's wonderful to have you back. We have three options here represented by these goddess cards for today's pick a card reading, which is answering the question, what are their most recent thoughts of you? So we're going to get some helpful guidance for you, hopefully. If you're drawn to group number one, this is Goddess Hel. H-E-L. All right, so that's group number one. Group number two would be Demeter. This is group two. And group three would be Freya or Freya. I will probably mispronounce names like this a lot, but so that would be group number three. All right, so again, we have Group 1 is Hel. Timestamps are below in the description box, as well as information on personal readings and other things you might want to know about connecting with me. We have number 2, which is Demeter, and we have number 3, Freya. So those are your three options. The timestamps are below. Go ahead and tune in, and I'll see you at your reading so we can figure out what are your person of interest's most recent thoughts of you. All right, group number one, you chose Goddess Hel, H-E-L. It's a little bit hard to see that L there. And it says rebirth. Now what this card signifies, this may or may not come into significance in the actual reading. I just like to give you something to guide you intuitively to what your reading is. So this wasn't meant to be a clue about, what's going to happen. Like, oh, they're thinking about rebirth. They're probably not thinking about rebirth. At least not in a very, specific, I don't know, like the word rebirth is probably not in their head about you, but it could be, you never know. But this is group one, so let's see. I'm using the Cosmic Tarot deck here to tune in. Okay, what are their most recent thoughts about you and about the connection, really? I'm going to kind of get, like, their vibe about the connection as well. Okay, well, this is beautiful. I mean, so we have the Chariot, the Queen of Cups, and the Star card. The Chariot is sort of how they're seeing you right now. I'm going to clarify that. Okay, and the Ace of Wands. So they're seeing you. And this Queen of Cups is the shared energy. The Star card is their energy. So it's very loving. I'll say that. Lots of love, lots of like feeling emotionally connected. There's an emotional significance to the connection that the two of you share. But in terms of how they see you specifically, they also see you as being very motivated right now with the Chariot and the Ace of Wands. They see you as really probably going after, like, motivated to like reach some particular goal or overcome some challenge. Yeah, probably career-wise and or money-wise, because we have the Eight of Pentacles. But I think they feel that this goal of yours is somehow connected to them. Because it's almost like maybe they feel like you're doing it for them in a sense. Like you want to improve your circumstances or like get to the next phase of your career, get to the next phase of financial achievement or financial stability because you feel like it's best for the relationship. And I'm just going to throw the word relationship out there. It doesn't mean that the two of you are specifically in a relationship, but we're all in relationship to each other, right? Like, they think that maybe at least part of your goal is that it's going to benefit the two of you if you achieve these goals. But they do also understand that you're doing it for yourself, like it's for your own value, for your self-worth, because you think that you're worth it. They definitely see you as someone who has a lot of self-respect. But it's also kind of like, part of the goal is going out there and securing the bag because it benefits more than just you, right? The Chariot card is a card, I think, because first of all, it signifies all of this balance, We have to balance our inner needs, like our inner emotional landscape, with the expectations in the outer world, right? Like when we go to work, let's say we're sad about something in our personal lives, we can't necessarily be taking that into our work, you know, and that requires balance. How do we juggle that when there's something emotional going on inside, but we have stuff that we need to get done? We have to be professional, etc., or whatever it may be. And also the Chariot card is, you know, it tells us that we succeed when we're able to balance these needs. How do we balance our own need for success with our need to protect and provide for our loved ones? So again, the Chariot card connected to the sign of Cancer doesn't mean that either of you are a Cancer, but that just symbolically, that sign is one where there's a lot of concern with creating nest eggs, making sure your loved ones are safe, you know, and we're safer when we have our material needs met. It's easier to demonstrate your love to someone when you and your loved one have those basic needs, right? When the basic needs are met, then the love can flow more easily. Everyone feels more relaxed and at home. And they feel like you want to create this. You want to create, maybe that you're even preparing for a domestic life, or going after this goal in order to improve the domestic life, so that there will be this beautiful harmony and overflowing of love. Now, they already do feel that the love is there, though. And it goes both ways, because this Star card is the card representing them, and the Queen of Cups is the shared energy that represents both of you together. Wow. And so we have the Ten of Pentacles clarifying the Star card. So I think, interestingly enough, they also are wanting to shine or get some sort of recognition in some way that will also be like a professional achievement, or something that gives them material and or professional status. And on my end, or the way that I'm picking this up, I feel that it's the goals that your person of interest has here are a little bit different, because they're seeing you as almost like wanting to be a provider, or at least like wanting to provide like a nurturing atmosphere, like wanting to provide a home, maybe, or some sort of soft, cozy space, you know, which requires like succeeding in the material world, in career and money in some way. But I think on their end, it's almost like they want to achieve greater status because they want to prove themselves worthy of you. Their goal is more about, I want to prove that I can have enough status to be worthy of you. I don't know how else to say that, but they feel like they're viewing this in almost like a practical way. They're like, whether people want to admit it or not, we all care about what other people think about us. I want to be well thought of. I want to be an admirable person, so that you will see me for years and years and years to come, right? Not just momentarily, like a momentary trophy. They're not wanting to be a trophy to you, because they want to sort of establish themselves in some way as a person of standing, a person that is notable, someone who is noteworthy. But I would say with the Queen of Swords, it's not really a trophy. They don't really want to make themselves a trophy. They want to demonstrate that they are someone of high value themselves, maybe even high intellectual value, because they feel that that is what is necessary for them to stand arm in arm with you, be your life partner. I think this person, if you're not already, they want to be your life partner, and their goal is, how do I get myself in such a position that I'm worthy of that, and that you'll continue to want that you'll continue to want me to be your life partner for years to come. It's not that they think that you are superficial, because I don't think that they view you as superficial, but what I do think is that they feel that most people are probably a little bit more superficial than they would admit. And so they feel that they do kind of need to, I don't know, like have this status basically that I've already said. Yeah, but I think that they view the two of you as both wanting a stable relationship, but one that is built on love, and one that is built to last, right? And one that has, again, because the Hierophant is Taurus energy, it's like there's a mixture here of earth energy and water energy. Like you mix earth and water, and what do you have? You have mud. That's basically what bricks are made out of. I'm just being reminded of a story of the three little pigs. The house that lasts is the house made of bricks, right? They want to build that type of life with you, one that is made out of metaphorical bricks, maybe literal. They might literally want a brick house. I don't know, but they want something that has so much stability, that has a very firm foundation, but where there is also like this warm, fully lit hearth of love. They want it to be permeated with love, and they feel that that love is already there and overflowing. And they do feel that the two of you have some sort of material success already as well, but I think they feel that both of you are kind of wanting to embolden is the word that's coming to mind, but like just continue to pursue your further goals in the material world, career-wise, professionally, in terms of status and things like that. Social standing even. Why is social standing mattering to this person? Because they're like, well, it just matters, period. I mean, that's their attitude. Whether you agree with it or not, whether the world at large agrees with this or not, this person is sort of adamant about it, like social standing matters. People can pretend it doesn't, but they're of the mindset that of course it matters. Anything else that you would want to know about this person and their mindset about you? They do get stressed out. I think that they feel that it's necessary, though, with this Justice card. It's almost like, I owe it to group one to show up for this relationship. I have to give it my all because I know that they are. So if I want to balance the scales of what they are giving, I also have to give it my all. They do feel like maybe, again, I know we're talking about career a lot, but like the Three of Pentacles is coming up. They do feel like you are, like maybe career is easier for you, or it's easier for you to make major successes in that area of life or something. It's like they feel like they have to go the extra mile to get even anywhere close to where you're getting. And they know that they are someone who is a hard worker and a high achiever, but it's like compared to you, they don't feel like they are. And they do feel a little bit like they're struggling to keep up. I don't think that they are bothered by it in the sense of like, you know how some people can't handle that, especially if we're talking about a man compared to a woman. Some men can't handle being the less professionally successful or something, whatever your genders are. I'm just giving that as an example. Like, I don't think that it bothers them at that ego level. It's more like it's motivating them, because they want to be able to contribute as much as you are, but they know that it's not necessarily possible to contribute as much as you are, just because I don't know, you just have gotten further in life. You're very skilled, you're very extremely talented, and although they don't think that they're any, chump themselves, they know that they're not going to get as far as you are in life, or That's at least how they see it. Sorry to be stumbling over my words here. But yeah, I mean, I think they feel so much love for you. They love you. They're happy for you. They feel that you also, your success is one way of demonstrating to them and to everyone else how much you love them, because you pour out your love through your successes as well. Yeah. And they feel like you've earned it, like you've taken some risks in life. You know, you really have. You've had to be bold. You've had to be courageous. You've had to be a competitor in order to achieve what you have achieved in life. So this is just more of their thoughts of you, I guess, as a person. They are a bit in awe of you because they've always thought of themselves as, I would say, an intellectual with the King of Swords, and we had the Queen of Swords earlier, and then the Hanged Man. Hanged Man is a deep thinker, and it's coming up next to the King of Swords. But this person, even though they have those deep thoughts, you know, deep thoughts, you know, they come to some interesting aha moments. They have a brilliant mind, and they would even say that about themselves. But their successes in life, in the material world and the external world, had been kind of hit or miss with this Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, they've had some achievements, they've had some successes, but they've had a lot of ups and downs. And I think because of that, they're a bit more of a rolling stone, a little bit more of an enigma, maybe kind of a bohemian type person in a way. But I don't think that money is what motivates this person. And they haven't been very monetarily successful, but they have been successful at putting their mind to use. And they're good at learning. They're good at thinking deeply and thinking thoroughly about things. But what I'm saying is, like, if you asked someone, is this person successful professionally? I don't think everyone, I mean, some people might say yeah, some people might say no, but it wouldn't be like the majority would say yes. Because it's like all over the place. That's one of the meanings of the Wheel of Fortune. It's like every time you spin the wheel, you get something different. Like this person's kind of all over the map with their successes and failures, despite how intellectual they are. I feel like this person's intentions towards you are to stand by you at all costs with this Nine of Wands. There is a very chivalrous energy of stand by your man, stand by your woman. Very chivalrous, like I've got your back type of energy. And, wow, this person really, I'm just going to leave it at this at the final message, I think. They really are willing to give it their all for you. And some gave all. I don't remember where that's from. Is that a Garth Brooks song? But I mean, they're willing to give it all for you. They really are, they're a giver, and when it comes to you, they would give everything they had to help you because they feel so loved by you and they love you so much. So that's what I've got for you, Group 1. I hope that reading was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Hello, Group 2. You chose Demeter. Now, the card says Harvest. That may or may not come into play because that wasn't really the point of it. The point was just to give you something to pull your intuition to the correct reading. And so you chose this Demeter card, which is beautiful, by the way. All right, so we're going to see what are your person of interest's most recent thoughts of you. Group 1 was very interesting and I hope informative. It seemed like it to me. And I hope that we have the same for you as well. The tarot deck that I'm using is the Cosmic Tarot deck. It's one of my favorite reading decks. Pretty similar to the Rider-Waite-Smith imagery, but different enough to make it interesting. I think the artwork is also beautiful. Okay, so what are your person of interest group 2? What are their thoughts of you? I will show you the cards. I'm just pulling them out right now. Okay. So I like to start when I'm doing a relationship reading or a romance connection reading. Start with a 3-card spread. So this is how they're seeing things. They're seeing you as the 5 of Wands. The shared energy is the 10 of Wands, and their own energy is the 9 of Pentacles. Okay? So they do see you, I think. I mean, this is the question, right? What are their most recent thoughts of you? I would say they feel you're a little bit of a troublemaker. You're a bit mischievous. You're too smart for your own good. You're mischievous. You are a smart little Fucker, and I don't know, you like to kind of pull the strings or set the dominoes up in a certain way. You're a little bit, dare I say, manipulative. But I feel like you do it for a good cause, almost, with this 6 of Swords. Like, you're not someone who's like a psychopath, who's like secretly ruining people's lives. It's almost like you would be doing the opposite, like secretly helping people. But you come across as a little bit, I don't know, abrasive or problematic. You're not afraid to be problematic, because sometimes you need to be problematic in order to solve a problem. Wow, that was interesting. You are a bit problematic, but like, you'll say the thing that nobody else says in order to clear the air and like put someone in their spot and help another person improve their life or get out of a sticky situation that they didn't deserve to be in or something, right? It's like, you might be someone who kind of breaks the rules because you can see that the rules are unfair. You like to help people, though. You are a helpful person. You want to improve other people's lives. Wow, this is interesting. They're interesting. I'm going to read more into just how they see you as a person. Yeah. The Prince of Wands, you're a sort of daredevil. You're rebellious in a sense. I feel like they view you as someone who is so disheartened. We have the 8 of Cups and the 4 of Wands. You're so disheartened with the world that you see and the way that people are treated unfairly and the things that the world values. The people who get ahead, who don't even deserve it, and then the people who lose are the ones who should have you know, been acknowledged. Or, you know, you like to help people because you see the world through the lens of your own sense of justice, and you're a little bit of a I don't know, is misanthrope the right word? A maverick. You're definitely a sort of a maverick here, because it makes your heart sing to do this. You are a rebellious hero. Because you're not going out here and being a hero in the way that is expected of you. You're doing it in a sort of vigilante. You're a vigilante kind of a hero. Yeah. You know, I mean, Jesus Christ had that energy, actually. But unlike Jesus Christ, I think that you don't necessarily have people following you. Of course, you don't have people actively trying to crucify you either. So, you know, but yeah, you are a little bit of a rebel with a cause. You're a rebel with a cause. Yeah, we've got some Aquarius energy, the Tower card, the 7 of Wands. You know that lots of people would criticize the way that you would go out and do things. You could be a little bit, not exactly Robin Hood, but like that type of thing where it's like, I know some people would say what I'm doing is wrong, but I feel like you are someone who has a strong set of values, or at least this is how your person of interest is seeing you. And these are their most recent thoughts of you, actually, is about this aspect of your personality. We have more here as well, but Yeah, they feel like you have a very strong sense of justice and that you do have to defend yourself. And that you do find yourself in situations where you have to defend your choices. And sometimes people get even angry at you, I think, with the Tower card, or you're at least expecting it. Like, people are going to be pissed off at me, but I've just got to do what I know in my heart is right. You are a person of integrity, but integrity doesn't mean that we're always following the rules. Integrity means we have, again, that strong sense of justice, and we will abide at that justice, by that justice, even if it means that people will be angry at us, or even if other people don't understand our sense of justice. Okay, and so the shared energy that they have with the two of you is the Ten of Wands. And I would say just generally, because the energy that represents your person of interest, how they're seeing themselves as the Nine of Pentacles, I feel like what I'm getting here is that they view the two of you kind of being at odds in a way. Not that you're at odds with each other, but your lifestyles are sort of at odds. Because they kind of just want a peaceful, quiet life. And you are constantly attracting criticism and people coming at you for the fact that you're out here trying to do good. And they're just like, I just want to have a happy life, you know. I just want to, you know, have my pretty clothes and my pretty little house and, you know, whatever it is that this person likes, you know. They want to be, they just want to have a happy, sweet life. With, you know, the word luxury is sometimes associated with like designer brands and things, but I'm using the word luxury like we all like to luxuriate. Like, it's different from everyone, like what their ideal life is, materially speaking. But the Knight of Pentacles is someone who has time to do the things that they enjoy. They have enough money to cover their hobbies, and they can kind of live life at a sort of leisurely pace. But also this is a sort of peaceful Venusian type energy. This is how they don't want to be attracting criticism. And with the Ten of Wands as the shared energy between the two of you, they do feel, whew, this is a lifestyle difference. How are we going to make this work? So let's see what else they're thinking about that. They do think about it a lot. They're trying to figure it out. They're trying to problem solve it. I think that they kind of coming up against a brick wall though, because they don't really see you changing who you are. Yeah, here you are popping up again with that Wands energy, Princess of Wands here. They're just like, this is just who you are. It's almost like this person's like, why did I fall for such a problematic person? Like, they're like, I cannot even believe this person just says exactly what's on their mind all the time. And sometimes maybe they even kind of agree with you, but what they want more than that is just to get along with people. And they're like, you are always causing people to want to argue with you. You're causing arguments and strife, and like, oh my God, I'm so attracted to you despite that. You have the Two of Cups. This person is so into you. But I feel like we have the Judgment card reversed. It's like they also feel like, to be honest, they're like, well, why am I even trying to problem solve how we can stabilize this and make this work? Because they're kind of like, you are such a wild card. They're viewing you, group 2, as such a wild card. They're like, I'm not going to be able to keep you from flying out of this cage. You know, you're like a bird in a cage with the door open. You would never allow the door to be closed. But you're not going to stay there. You're not going to stay there. I'll show you what the card looks like up right there. I think they feel like you have such a resolute journey. You are a resolute person. You have resolved to live your life as a life of integrity, and that matters more to you. You are heeding the call. Some sort of, you have a calling in life. This person doesn't have a calling. They just want to live a sweet and simple, enjoyable life. You know, if they see a pretty watch that they want to be able to have that watch. That's what they want, you know. Like they want to have the type of coffee that they like to have. You know what I mean? Of course, who doesn't like things like this? But their focus is more on that. They like the sensuality of relationships, to be able to bond in a sensual way, you know, like the physical connection with someone, the warmth, you know, the hugging and blah, 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 you know what I mean? They're not living their life from this place of heeding a call or having a calling. They know that you have to live purposefully, and it's almost like they expect that you're going to ride off into the sunset anyway. So they're like, well, why should I sacrifice what I need to be happy, the comfortable, cozy, sweet life that I want, because you're not going to stick around anyway. And it causes them anxiety. They don't like this. They don't like the idea that you're not going to stick around. They want you to be able to stick around, but you see how in this card, like this woman's looking off in the distance almost with anger, and there's that resolute energy again. They're like, I can kiss you and be sweet to you all I want, but there's this inner, like, I want to say like an inner demon of justice, an inner demon of integrity. It's like you will not be quelched. You know, you cannot be restrained. That energy within you, they're like, it has to break loose. They feel like you almost have, what's the word? An allergic reaction to happiness and peacefulness. The very things that they're looking for, just to be peaceful, simple, easy life, having the watches and the jewelry and the clothes that I like and the furniture that I like and all, blah, 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 blah. They're like, you almost seem allergic to that, or to be happy, or to be like in a place of, to be comfortably happy. You would have to be comfortably numb in order to live that life for very long, right? So here's this woman on the Ten of Cups. She looks sad. She is literally blue. I think they feel like the normal, quote unquote normal, but most people do want this comfortable life, right? Or it's a pretty common thing. And they're like, you are just a different breed of person. It causes them emotional turmoil though, because they want you in their life. They want to be able to love you. It's like they've begged and pleaded. They may have prayed. They may have tried to beg and plead with God or the universe. Please let it be different. Please let it be different. Yeah, it's caused them a lot of turmoil because they're like, they really want it to work with you. There's something about being with you that they see as a victory. Why would they see it as a victory? Well, they feel very proud of being with you. Like they think it makes them look good. I mean, which they also are like super hot for you. Like they're super turned on by you. They're super attracted to you. And I don't know, they just feel like you're someone who's so different from anyone else. And also, they would almost be willing to give up their comforts. Like, that's how they know they're so into you. They're like, I never really thought of living a life like that, of giving up my comfort to follow integrity or to follow some sort of calling. But they're like, for you, I want to. Like, that's how much they want you. I don't think it's necessarily something logical that makes them desire you so strongly. It's just almost like primal. And I don't know that they're necessarily used to having such a primal experience. You pull out a primal part of them, but because normally they're just, I want to live a comfortable, sweet life. That's not primal. Wanting to live a comfortable, sweet life isn't really primal. Is it natural? Sure, it might be natural, but it's not really that primal, like gut level, like, wow, you're just pulling something out of me that's... Yeah. It's like if this person, I know I speak in metaphors a lot, if this person were a star, but they had never really shined, and you finally pulled the light out of them, right? It gets something like that. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like something in them that needed to come out, but they never got this part of them released. It was latent. There's something latent in them where maybe they do kind of connect to the idea of living life in a more real, vibrant, visceral kind of way. You pull out of them this part of themselves, this very primal scream part of themselves that they didn't know they were possible, that it was possible to feel, because you kind of do it so naturally, like you don't even really give it a second thought. It really is like if stars are supposed to shine, but if they're a star and they had never experienced that shining, that emitting of light, and they themselves didn't even really know that they were not doing it, then you turn on that firelight somehow. And yeah, I mean, their attraction is to that, really. It is to you, but it's also to that part of themselves that they had not experienced before they met you. This person is and will always be in love with you. They will always think you're hot as well. They think that you're really like hot, like 20, 30 years from now even. If they crossed paths, let's say the two of you went on your separate journeys or whatever, which is what they're expecting to happen, but let's say it does happen. 20, 30 years from now they cross paths, you're 20 or 30 years older, they're still gonna think you are like so hot, and they're still gonna be like, oh my god, why can't I be with that person? Or like, why do I have to be so in love with that person? Like they can't even stand how much in love they are with you, to be honest. Yeah, they know it's love too. They know it's love in every way that you can know that you love someone. They know it because they have that physical attraction. They know it in a logical way. They know it in an emotional way. They know it in terms of, I'm willing to live a whole different lifestyle than what I had really planned in order to make it work with this person. They're like, in every way that you could define whether or not you love someone, they do. But they also feel almost like they owe it to you to let you be this free bird and go off and live your own life, because they're like, I can't cage you, nobody can cage you, nobody should cage you. So in any case, I feel like that's been a pretty thorough explanation of their thoughts, group 2. I really hope that that was helpful. Let me know down in the comments below, or if you have ideas for other topics, let me know as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Welcome group 3 to your reading. You chose Freya or Freya. Someone let me know if I'm pronouncing that wrong. It says boldness. This doesn't really, it's not really meant to connect to the meaning of the reading. It was just a goddess card to help you get in touch with your intuition and draw you to the correct reading. So hopefully that's where you are. All right, so group 3, what does your person of interest, what are their most recent thoughts about you? I've gotten some very interesting details in the first 2 readings, so expect the same for you guys. All right, Group 3. I will show you the cards as well. I'm just going to pull them first. What is your person of interest? What are their most recent thoughts of you? Okay. I think this might... Okay, well, we'll just see here. So just to start off, this is how they're seeing the two of you. They're seeing themselves as the 9 of Pentacles. They're seeing the shared energy as the Ace of Swords. And they're seeing you as the 5 of Cups. So I'm going to start off with how they're seeing you, because that's the main point of this. But I do always like to pull with that 3-card spread when I'm looking at a love connection. Okay. They're seeing you. We have some clarifies here. So we got that 5 of Cups. The Death card and the 4 of Wands. Like I feel like they see you as someone who's suffering with some sort of disappointment, and it's almost like you try to pull yourself out of it. You try to be optimistic, even though life has kind of presented a lot of challenges to you. But it's almost like you can't fully complete that death and rebirth process that the Death card represents. It's almost like you keep going around and around. Like you can get to the optimism, but then it's like you come back to the pessimism, right? You can get to feeling more happy, but then you come back to feeling sad again. With this Death card, it's almost like instead of a total transformation, where you're like, finally, I have gotten past this sad or difficult phase of life, it's almost like you keep going in circles in some way. They do feel that you probably are raising your vibration, raising yourself into a new phase of life, but I think they feel that maybe you don't see it that way. You may see it as, why do I keep going around in circles in life and never really getting anywhere? But they view you actually as being someone who maybe is more willing to take a bolder path in life. And that is always going to have more challenges. Like they think that you're someone who takes the hero's journey with this King of Wands and the 7 of Pentacles. But if you're familiar with that, the hero's journey, it's something that we can all go through. Well, you have to face demons. You have to go on quests, right? Like you have more challenges because actually you are embracing the difficulties that life has. And you know what happens on the hero's journey, once you complete a difficulty, maybe you get some sort of reward or things get better. You find a treasure trove after you've defeated that dragon. But then there's always a new challenge, right? So that they can see this about you, that's why you're having this experience, is actually because you're someone who has embraced the journey of life, right? In a way that many people don't, including themselves, because they are coming through as the 9 of Pentacles. Some of you might have been drawn to group 2 because there was a sort of similar vibe. We'll see. There's going to be something that differs here. But this is someone who would rather choose the comfortable life. They're not really interested in taking the hero's journey exactly. You know, like they might like to go travel and go on vacation and go on cruises and stuff, but that isn't really facing the dragon, you know, the way that the hero does on the hero's journey. That's more just indulging in things that we enjoy. Going on vacation is not the same as slaying a dragon. But you're the type of person who goes off in life and you slay dragons. They see that about you. They're attracted to that about you, actually. They're attracted to that about you. Yeah, this is similar-ish to group 2, actually. It's not the same, though, but they're attracted to that about you because you know what it is? Like, they like the idea of that mythology, that they would want that type of mythology to be attached to their name. Like, if someone was like, oh, that person is such a, I don't know, brave adventurer, like they really pushed to the edge in life. Like they would want to be some like cool archaeologist who discovers that, you know, like to have some sort of mythical adventure story attached to their name. They like the bravado of it, you know, but they don't want to actually put in the effort. And a lot of the effort of that, I'm not saying that you're necessarily an archaeologist, but like to live this hero's journey, to face these demons, to slay these dragons, whatever they happen to be. I hope I'm explaining this well, but like to face the real challenges of life, many of which I think are even psychological challenges for you. You face a lot of psychological challenges, meaning a lot, your mind and your psyche are having to be stretched thin at times. Yeah, I think that you probably are someone who definitely needs to do a lot of meditation and mindfulness because your mental faculties, your psyche is, I don't know, I'm repeating myself because I'm trying to get a more refined explanation, but maybe it's just what I said. Your psyche is stretched thin sometimes. Maybe you've been in some really traumatic or just psychologically stressful times where you've had to face the reality of some really bad stuff that exists in the world, or you've had to face the reality of some really, to realize that people are capable of so much more harm than what we would want to think. You've really had to see you've had to face the cruelty of life in a multitude of ways, and it has taken a toll on you mentally and psychologically, but you've still been able to stay psychologically strong in some way. The thing is, this person, your person of interest here, they envy you for what they see as the kudos or the clout that you get. It's like you're not out here living the hero's journey so that you can put it on your Instagram. That's not the point, right? Like nobody's like, oh my God, I want to face the like traumas of life and like be exposed to the cruelty, the extreme cruelty that exists in human nature so that I can post it on my Instagram. No, that's not really Instagrammable. Anyway, there's no way you could put that on Instagram, but they're kind of viewing it this way because they have a very naive understanding of the life that you live. They do know that there's something of value that you're creating with your life, whereas you may feel like you're going around in circles and not getting anywhere because you keep coming back to this place of difficulty. Well, I'm getting optimistic, things are getting better, but then it's like, then the other shoe drops, right? But they're like, wow, like, they secretly, I feel like this person wouldn't even say it to you because they're envious. They're envious, but they themselves would not be willing to expose themselves to the treachery, to the betrayal, to the deceit, to the cruelty. Everything that you've been exposed to, that you've had to be exposed to on this hero's journey. And they kind of know it as well. They're like, I know there's way more to your story than you are telling. There's a lot that's hidden that you have not shared. Like they do have a feeling there's way more going on there. Like what's known is bad enough. Like the difficulties that are known about your life are bad enough, but they do have a feeling that like there's way more to that. This person is, I feel, secretly almost impressed with you. And also, it's almost like I see them as being this flamingo. She's feeding it, she's like giving it water. This person feels like they shine in association with you. They like having an association to you. They like being associated with you because they feel like it makes them shine more, because you do have this sort of inner sparkling quality, like you would have to be in order to have coped with the things that you have coped with. I'm kind of I'm kind of being reminded, I can't think of her name right now. The woman who, when she was a girl, her mom pretended that the girl was sick, and she ended up murdering her mom, but it was like Munchausen by proxy. It's like a very traumatic story. She just recently got out of prison, I think. If you remember her name, put her in the comments. But like, I think in terms of your life path, they are seeing you as someone who has been through something of a similar difficulty or a similar significance. Like, you've been through hell and back, and then you keep having to face new hells, you know, like it's like you think you get out of it and now things are great, and you know, like she got out of prison and like she's getting deals and stuff, but it's like the challenges don't stop coming. Like there's a fresh sort of hell that comes every so often into your life. And but yeah, they see you as a star. That's interesting. I've never had this association. We get the star card, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles, which of course, because it has this pentagram on it, is a star. But I've never looked at it quite this way, as like a shining star. I think they view you as having a certain kind of stability that can only be achieved by someone who has been placed in insurmountably cruel or psychologically difficult circumstances. Like, this isn't the stability of someone who's like always had an easy life. This is the stability of someone who has endured. It's resilience. They view you as being extremely resilient. Resilient. Yeah, they think about it a lot. They analyze you. This person really analyzes you. I think they feel that maybe you look down on them. And they look up to you, but I think that they keep it a secret that they look up to you, partly because they have this intuition that you're looking down on them. But I don't know if you're looking down on them or not. I think most of the time you're just kind of living your own life. And maybe you're just assuming that they're doing the same. Yeah. It does feel to me like the two of you have people in common. So maybe you have friends in common, or just you are associated with some of the same people. But you are special to them among that group. That's something else they have thought about recently. Like, among the group of people that the two of you know together, or that you're both associated with, you are a shining star. Again, like, you're very special. You stand out. I keep getting this star imagery. There's her star on her earring, and the sun is coming up over her head. Like, you have some sort of star quality. What is this star quality that you have according to this person? I think it's about some knowledge that you possess, or some knowledge that you have been able to acquire that makes you stand out. It's You know, I'm thinking of like the sword and the stone. Was it King Arthur who was the only one who was able to pull it out? Or Excalibur is the name of the sword itself, right? Anyway, someone was able to pull that sword out of the stone. Like, you have to be a special kind of person. They see you as having that quality in some way. There's some knowledge that you possess that other people don't even have access to. Yeah, knowledge again with this temperance energy. You're wise. You have a sort of wisdom that is profound. That's what gives you the star quality. But I think they feel like, yes, you do have this knowledge that other people don't have access to, but you're not telling people about it. You're not like going out doing the talk show circuit telling people. You're not trying to be this guru doing a talk show circuit or something, but you do have some sort of profound wisdom. They envy you, but they don't understand you. They feel competitive with you. I don't know, like, if you've told this person what this wisdom is, it's like you figured something out, like something, it's like you found the key to life or something. How does this person know that? It's almost like they just have a feeling that you figured something out about in some sort of metaphysical way, maybe. Like you've unraveled the secrets of the universe or something, and it's just a secret you're sitting with that you don't even know how to share with other people. This person does pray for you, and I don't even think that they're the type of person who normally prays. That's very interesting, because they do have this envy of you on the other hand, but on the other hand, you're like very special to them, and they would go out of their way to make prayer for your betterment, even though they're not normally someone who prays. You help them to find significance in some sort of spiritual aspect of life. They want to be connected to the spiritual aspect of life, but they normally are not. Yeah, they want your circumstances to improve, and they want you to feel it. They don't want you to be so burdened in life. Because that was the very first card that we got, was that was the Five of Cups or the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, they don't want you to be here. They want you to be soaring. They want you to be in that Four of Wands that we initially saw. I mean, they understand that it's some part of your hero's journey or whatever, but it's like they want you to have an actual reprieve, like a long-term reprieve from all of that hardship. They really do. They want you to get a break. They want you to have a break in life after all of this. Anything final about this person's most recent thoughts of you? They feel that in terms of emotionally, because I know this is a romance reading and we didn't really hit a lot on romance in this, but they feel like it's so complicated between the two of you. And again, I think this has something to do with the fact that you have associations with some of the same people. Could be that there are other people who are intertwined with this, like maybe one of you has been involved with such and such friend, and they've been involved with such and such friend, and it's just like sort of confusing, or it's too convoluted, or you know, like too many people are kind of enmeshed. There's a sort of enmeshment maybe among the various people that the two of you both know, and they're like, it's complicated. They don't really feel like they could be successful with you romantically because of the level of complications. But again, they do admire you very much. They do feel like you're so significant, you're doing something so significant with your life, and that you are making improvements in your life, even if you don't see it that way. Yeah. Like, if they could speak their truth to you without ego getting in the way, that's what they would say to you. Like, sweetheart, you are fucking improving your goddamn fucking life, and I want you to know it. I want you to know how sweet you are. I want you to know that you are so special to me. And I want you to finally be beyond these troubles and these anxieties. But I see that you're making improvements. You may not see it that way, but I can see it. Like, you are made of tough stuff. And you are smart. You're so smart. And they're like, I know that you, if I were ever to actually say this to you, you would find some way to be humble about it. You would push it away. You would be evasive. You wouldn't accept the compliment. You're saying, if I was so smart, why is my life so up and down and all over the place? Because that you are acquiring wisdom from experiences that other people never have the balls to have. So pick yourself up and be proud of yourself. That's what they would say to you. Well, that was interesting. Thank you so much, Group 3, for watching. I hope that this reading was helpful. That's all that I've got for you, and I'll see you at the next one. Leave a comment below if you have any insights, reflections, any ideas for future topics, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.